Thank you to EA for The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature and for asking me to build 3 lots in the new pack. And I did want to give like a overview of the lots that I have built. I did make 3 speed builds for each of them so you can see my entire process, what went into making the lots, my thoughts behind some of the stuff that you could find in my lots. But this one, I mostly just want to focus on the lot itself, what you could do there, what are some of my favorite new items that are featured in the lots themselves. And if you've seen my other videos, you know that I've built 3 lots and they're all in each of the new neighborhoods. So there's one in each neighborhood, which is really cool because it feels like there's a little part of me in each of the neighborhoods of Innisgreen. The first neighborhood that I'm going to show is the coast of Admore. It is the very vibrant neighborhood town that has a lot of gnome lore connected to it. There are how many builds? One, two, three, 4 builds in this. And I can just show you each of the exteriors of the other builder slots because they're really pretty. This is built by the Sim Scrolls and it is a gnome museum. It feels very connected to the surrounding area, especially this feels like it would just be off the lot, but it's all part of the lot, which is really cool. We have 2 lots built by Sandra Pica, and there is this one which is has like a Sims family from the trailer in it, and it is really cool. We have a starter home over here built by her as well, with this like really cool round piece that I round rooms scare me, so this is amazing that she incorporated that. And then if you come down the road, there is a lot that I have built. It is on 8 Gnome Coast Street. What size lot is this, just to give you an idea? So it's a 30 by 20 lot. It costs like 53,000 simoleons, but Glenn Noam lives here, and he is like the gnome guy of the town. He runs a little stall down the road, and I have built him his house that is full of lots of gnomes. There is some more whimsical stuff that you might find in the more enchanting areas of Innisgreen, but he has it just in his home because I feel like he's always trying to like add to his house with stuff that maybe he makes. I don't know. He's a woodworker, so to me, he really appreciates good woodwork. And some of my new favorite items that I've used in this build is this little like roof dormer over here with the mushrooms on it. I put it on his woodworking shed. I think it's very cute for his house. The front door is also something that I really love. I love the red swatches, and you'll see pops of red throughout with like the base of the yellow and the green. This is a new wall too that's blended in with some base game stuff. I think they work really well together, and even just the whole front porch I think is really nice. He's got gnomes everywhere. He loves gnomes. His house itself is a 1 bedroom home, but he does have an office space. Also 2 bathrooms. So there's one upstairs and one downstairs because I had the space for it. A lot of gnome decor, very vibrant, very playful. There's like naturey decals around that you'll find, like this this like painted on tree. Why couldn't I remember what the word tree was? Another gnome here. You'll find gnomes in almost every single room, I think, except for this bathroom and the kitchen. But in like the dining room, the living room, there's even this gnome greeting you here. Gnome in the bedroom. So almost every room, the important rooms, I would say. So if you do end up visiting him, this is the house that I built for him. And he does have his woodworking shed in the back, another gnome to watch him while he does everything. You're having a barbecue outside, a gnome is watching you. Maybe you could feed it, I don't know. A gnome that'll help with gardening. And you could enchant gnomes and bring them to life. So it really can be for gardening, and then repairs and upgrades, this gnome can be used for that. The ones for protecting, these ones could be protecting the house. Even these, I feel like these ones, they like ride in on the flamingo to protect the lot. but I'd be careful. I don't know what happens, but when I was doing a rags to riches, I had a gnome that was enchanted to do something, and then a whole group of gnomes appeared and set fire to my lot. So just be careful. What can this gnome do? This gnome could be cleaning, I guess. This gnome, I feel like, is a protecting gnome too. Why am I giving you ideas of what each of these gnomes are like tasked to do in the house? But I feel like this is like the gnomes live here and they're just hanging out, having a good time. There's this little acorn guy too, and this gnome probably wants to go and hang out with it, but it's like up way higher than he is. And he has a place for his writing. One of my favorite parts of his story that you can find in his bio is that he writes gnome fan fiction. I think that's amazing, and it made me very excited to build a house for him. But I'm gonna take him off the lot to another lot that I built. It is in the neighborhood of Spruce Grove. It is like between the magic world and just like the more normal town. It's right over here. It's called the Whistling Thistle Gardens. It is the first speed build that I posted, and I feel like it is the most special to me because I feel like it really shows my building style, and I'm really happy to have a build that feels like me in an official Sims pack, and to know that a lot of people really love this build means a lot to me. I've loved seeing like people say that they're like, "Oh, this is such a good lot," and it's like I love this lot, and even just knowing like people's plans for it too, like if like what items they're gonna add to it, if they're gonna renovate it at all for their own personal gameplay. I really love hearing all about that, and it's been such an incredible experience, and I'm really thankful for everybody who has been supporting me on this journey. I don't even know what this video is besides me just showing the builds and the neighborhoods. I've spoken about these builds in detail for like 30 to 50 minutes, depending on which speed build it is. So I don't want to like ramble on for like 10 minutes about everything. But this is the neighborhood of Spruce Grove. I really love this neighborhood. I'm gonna return to it often to build in. Over here is a starter home built by Nina Schmidt, and in my own family gameplay that I just started yesterday, I did build a family home on this lot. I think this is one of my favorite lots too, especially with like all of this in the background. It's really pretty and a very vibrant, beautiful house too, with some really nice landscaping. I use the same sort of flowers in my build too. Are they around the neighborhood? Is that why we did that? Maybe not. I guess we were just on the same wavelength with these orange and yellow flowers. As I have them over here in my park lot. There is a 64 by 64 lot that is just a giant pond. And I had seen like my friend was streaming and I think she was confused on why there was no empty lots because you see like some stuff from the neighborhood view. These are just, I really like that they put in effort to landscape a lot and just have it because like I feel like it really shows the effort that went into the neighborhoods, and you couldn't even tell that this is just a lot, because there is like a main focal point in this, and it's not just a like a bunch of grass and a couple of trees. There's actually a lot that is on the lot, and it helps to make the neighborhood feel very complete. And they did the same thing in Everdew, which is the like magic neighborhood, the fairy neighborhood. Over here is another incredible build by the Sim Scrolls. Do you see this landscaping? I'm like so blown away by it. This is my favorite part is going through here under the house pretty much it feels. It's really cool. I need to try and do something sort of like this, but it is like really cool build. There is a bar built by Sandra Picatu that is really pretty and blends in really well too with everything else. Like I know a lot of the like the promo stuff for that pack was showing this, and it really is such a pretty view of the neighborhood. You see her bar right here, and then you see my park in the background. I really just love all the lots in here and all the little areas where you could do things. It feels like you don't need to spend all of your time on your home lot in this neighborhood. And I found that, like, in my rags to riches, I really wasn't spending a lot of time on my lot because there's so much to do around the neighborhood. But this is my lot. I feel like I went on for too long there, but it is on a 40 by 30 lot. It's 65,000 simoleons, which doesn't really matter because it's a community lot anyway. I just didn't know how much it cost, so that's my first time seeing that. It is a pretty good sized lot. I built a large structure, sort of like storybook looking, um, with just a bunch of dirt paths that lead around to different activities. And for this one, I guess I could show you what kind of stuff your Sims can do on this lot. There are places to garden. So you could come here, plant stuff, get your gardening skill up. I had my Sim had like one of the nature aspirations, and she easily got her like water 10 plants just by coming here and watering all these plants that are already here. Here's another gnome that can help you out with whatever you need. You could bathe in this pond. My sim was doing that. There's swing sets around, really pretty swing sets, I may say too, because these are incredible. I'm going to be using these in like all my builds that require a swing set. And this lot really showcases the windows, I feel. The windows is what like makes this build beautiful, I think, because it's just like if I didn't have these windows, I don't know what this lot would have looked like. I feel like these are like the statement pieces of the lot itself. And I have like a bunch of outside areas that you like walk through from different access points. There is like a fake staircase that you make with terrain leading up to the main part. There's a staircase over here that leads to the side of one of the gazebos. Another fake staircase towards the back that you could go up to another part. So I wanted the place to feel very connected, and I feel like it flows from one point to another. There's lots of different access points. For the activities that you could do here, there is a little wedding area, which I'm excited for my sim to propose to his girlfriend. And I don't know where they're going to propose, and I don't know which place they're going to get married at, because in my lounge, which I will show in a little bit, I also have a wedding arch there, and I think I maybe want to see how the wedding looks there, because I did showcase a little fairy wedding in the end of my speed build for this, so maybe I want to try out the lounge. Maybe they'll look like get engaged over here. Could be a very pretty spot to get engaged, I think. There's a gnome over here that is hanging out, helping with the wedding, I guess. And there are more plants up top over here as well. There is a place to paint, and I feel like it's such a nice view to paint from here too. I love this world like so much. I think that just the surrounding landscapes is really pretty. Inside upstairs, there is a card table. You can play cards, whatever other games you have with whatever packs they come with. I don't know what comes with what. And there is a tower, but it is just like you look up and it is extended. So nothing up there. Down here, I have a toy box for the kids. I have some toddler potties too. So if you bring your toddler here, they could play with toys, and there is a place for them to go to the bathroom so you don't have to like leave the lot to do that, which I felt was very important. There are some chess tables. There's two of them on like either side of here. I love this gazebo down here with the places to sit with this. It feels just like a nice spring day in the park is how I feel about this lot. Is there anything else around here that you could do? There's a barbecue off to the side, just different park benches around, monkey bars, and my favorite items, I feel like this, like these ivy pieces with the pops of pink really makes the build, and I really love it. I love the different textures of the wallpapers too, like this mossy smooth one, and then this textured like shingles, the stone up top. I really like how it all looks together and accented by a whole bunch of like natural wood pieces and red mushrooms. I just really love this lot. It feels like my baby, and every time I was like playing and I'd look over and I would see this lot, I'd be like, I can't believe it. I spent so much time building this lot, and now it is actually in a Sims game. It is really surreal, and I'll constantly just be confused every time I think about it. And now I will travel to Everdew, which is the magic fairy neighborhood. And there are one, two, three, four, five lots before of them or have builds on it. I guess I didn't say it over here, but these also have four built lots and then one of these. So we're gonna go to my lounge, which I think looks really cool at night because of all the lighting and stuff. I did want to quickly mention that there are a few bugs on release with the lot. They are mostly visual bugs that are easy fixes and they may be addressed in a future patch. But if you want to fix them now, this got reset. This isn't really a big deal, but it does look really good if you put the stone there and have the proper ceiling up there. There is a missing swatch back here too that you can just eye drop and fix. And one other thing is that the bathroom door is missing, so something might have happened with the footprint of items that made this door disappear. And you can't do it without move objects, which is not allowed to use in like building. So I would just get rid of that and just put the bathroom door there. That's how I would fix it. One last thing too is that I realized that this does fit, so maybe this got rotated for some reason. I don't know what happened here, but you can have this here. You'd have to change the lighting in live mode, which I could show you how I did the lighting then, since I'm already here. It is like the blue hue on that, so you would just go and do the blue hue again. You could even like adjust like the brightness of certain things. I really experimented a lot with the lighting in here, and it was a lot of fun. So if you like the look of this, just play around, use different colors and different lights to create the perfect atmosphere that you want your build to have. This is my lounge. You can see a lot of the fireflies like placed around. I did the same thing with my park too. I really love the look of fireflies, and at night, all around the neighborhood, you'll see so many fireflies floating around. It is such a cool neighborhood, and seeing this lot, just like the surrounding area grow as my builds grew, it was a really cool like experience. I love the rainbow back here and like this centerpiece and seeing my lounge back here too. And what am I doing? Okay, let me show what size lot this is, and then I'll show around the neighborhood of Everdew a little bit. So 30 by 30, it costs 67,000 simoleons. It is a lounge, and now I will show you around the neighborhood briefly. There is a lot over here. This is one of my favorite lots in the game, like top three, I think. I think this is my second favorite. And again, I love them adding ponds and making it feel very blended in with everything else. And so it doesn't just feel like an empty spot off in the distance while you're playing, which is really nice. And there's like apothecary tables around. There is this gorgeous fairy castle built by the Sim Scrolls. Really cool, huge lot. Incredible. Nina Schmidt built the other two lots for this. This is for two roommates, I think, right? It was like one of the Sims from the trailer and a fairy lives here. And then there's that giant tree that is really cool and makes me really excited for just like future ideas that The Sims eventually does, because who would have thought we'd get a giant tree that we could have a lot on? And this is a starter home built by Nina too, which is really cute. This is my favorite lot in the game. That one is my second favorite, and then the third one I think is where Nina's other starter home is in Spruce Grove. But to see my lounge, I went with like purple and pinks and blues and things like that. And it does like match really nicely with, I guess, like these flowers, pink, blue, purple, and it's like all in the landscape as well. I really loved using these mushroom lights that float into the trees to kind of just make the base game trees feel enchanted and magical. So that's like an idea that if you want to incorporate into your Sims builds, you could use pretty much any trees and just put the mushrooms there. You can see how they hover over. And I loved using these items as sort of archways for your Sim to have like pretty pictures when they're posing like this with a lot of flowers, both in pots and out of pots. Lots of different things. I can show you it at night after because this place really glows and lights up at night. There's an outside gazebo where there is another place to get married, and this is probably where I want to have my Sims get married because I haven't actually seen a wedding here yet. But I think it could be a really nice spot for it because the fairy springs are over there, which I think is like the most beautiful part of any of the neighborhoods. And so if you get married here, I feel like it's a nice little backdrop. And like people from inside
What?
can watch too. So
Saruna
you can have
Vero
like many different
Nikapa.
angles to view your Sims
Sim.
wedding from, which is really nice. A lot of areas to sit in nature. Oh, look at them underneath the
Tip.
archway and all
Sim.
the flowers surrounding them. I love seeing the Sims sitting on the
Two.
benches in my community lots. It's like so cute to witness, and just a whole bunch of new plants mixed with some base game stuff and more of these mushrooms in the trees. And then if we come inside the build, which is
Cliffalo
I
Yerbek.
really love
Temple.
the inside. I had like the inside
Su.
set in my head
Alice
before anything
Frenchay.
else,
Yoim.
and it glows so nicely.
Yapik.
There is this new
Yapik boy.
bar item that I
Palachana.
have two of them here. Can you be a little quiet? I feel like I can't even like think while he's talking. There is this backdrop that looks like a galaxy, which is really cool. More floating little mushrooms around, and a lot of places to just sit off in corners with outdoor plants inside, which I felt was very fitting for the pack. I think this is one of my favorite parts of the build. This piano area with the bird bath in the background and just it looks very like picturesque. Like you could take really nice pictures of your Sims here. A gnome is ready to dance to some music, and you'll see just different flowers around the place, base game rocks. My staircase that leads up with another bird bath and different layers of like platforms with plants on it that you can just like I don't know, I feel like it adds a good dimension to it, which I really love. There's a porch out here to sit as well. You come upstairs, four bathrooms here, just a like the hallway where you come up the stairs, and then there is a place to sit up here with another performance area that like this is supposed to feel like a stage. I get like to me just like more framed areas for your Sims to do cute stuff, and you can take pictures of them, and just like cute areas to sit. There's like three spots to sit up here. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with the camera. And I really love the roofing on this build. It feels like a sloping landscape, and there are a bunch of different plants around. I also used just like flooring pieces to extend the roof out a little bit to fit a whole bunch of plants here. And if you go into this, there are fireflies on the roof, which I feel like really adds to the magical, enchanting vibe of the lot. Okay, I got it to be nighttime. My sim now has an ailment over literally just 12 hours, but this is the lounge lit up at night. You can see all of the fireflies floating around, even like the entire world. It's really cool to see. It's a really nice touch. And like these mushrooms that are glowing, this isn't part of the lot, but I'm showing it at night anyway. All these noises are so distracting to me. And yeah, I'm just showing it at night because a lot of the stuff does glow, and I think just looks really cool. But back to my lot over here. Now you can see what I was talking about with the lighting and how it looks lit up at night, especially these areas with the benches and the archways. Has a very pretty glow to me. And even over here too. I love how this gazebo looks lit up at night. I think it's like so magical. It would be like a nice nighttime wedding, I think. I feel like that's like the perfect time of day to get married over here, unless you want more of like the glowing spring because during the day I feel like it looks very misty over there, which I really love too. I guess like any time of the day. But I wanted to make sure that the lot looked nice both at night and during the daytime, and I feel like it looks really cool lit up at night. And the inside, it looks the same as it does during the daytime. You made sure like most of these areas were just like not interrupted by the outside lighting so that it would always kind of have that glow. This sim looks really cool inside. Her dress matches like perfectly. All the Sims having their drinks in a beautiful bar that has running water and moss here and these flowers for like drink dispensers, I think. It is really cool, really creative. This multi-tier area with glasses and bottles that kind of remind me of just this, yeah, like this table has different tiers too. It looks so pretty. Flowers in this. Oh, this is like a galaxy moving too. I didn't really realize that either. That matches the back and the glowing rocks and stuff. And I've already gotten so emotional and talked about this in all of my other videos about my lots that I'll have linked below if you haven't seen my speed builds and how I made them. I go into way more detail and you can actually see the builds start from nothing and evolve over time to be what you see in your game. And it is just like, it means a lot to me to have builds in a Sims pack. And if you go into the credits, you'll be able to see my name, part of The Sims for Forever. And Enchanted by Nature, you see all of our names here, and I think that is really cool. And I love that I am part of making Innisgreen the beautiful world that it is, and it is definitely one of my favorites. Even though I might be biased, I really love Innisgreen, and some of the lots that I'll be building on often in just like my normal builds, like these two, you'll see this world be the backdrop for many of my speed builds to come, and I'll always be able to like look over and remember that I actually built for a pack, which is so wild to me that like the Sims team thought that I was worthy and skilled enough to be able to accomplish this, and that they trusted me to be able to build three different lots in like very different styles too, is just, it means a lot to me. This was such an incredible experience to be a part of. And once again, if you haven't bought the pack and you are thinking of doing so, it would mean a lot to me if you used my creator code CrackedKyber at checkout to help support me. It's not a discount code, but I do receive a small commission from it. And thank you so much for watching. I'll have a bunch more build videos coming soon with lots of different plans using the pack and in different worlds integrating the items in there. So I'm really excited to share some more videos with everybody. But yeah, thank you so much. Bye.